At intermission, all Michigan wrestling alumni who are in attendance were recognized in front of this huge crowd we have here tonight. Fans were also greeted at the door with not only 150th cups, but some pretty cool LED glow sticks as well, which we've been seeing light up all night. Back to you guys.
And this is the matchup at 174 pounds that no one was expecting heading into this dual meet. I was excited to see a clash between two ranked opponents in Devontae Mahomes, ranked number 15 in the country, against Zach Brunson, the number 5 undefeated wrestler for the Fighting Illini. But for whatever reason, he did not weigh in and is no longer in the lineup for this dual meet. Instead, he's replaced by Emery Parker, the 4-2 wrestler. Let's see what Devontae Mahomes can do here. He was anticipating a much more difficult matchup on paper. This is big for the Wolverines. They're down 6 points. They have 4 more matches where they are favored to win. They have Devontae Mahomes over Emery Parker, Dominic Abinader over Jeff Kopke, Max Huntley over Andre Lee, and Adam Kuhn, of course, at heavyweight, taking on Brooks Black, the lesser-ranked opponent again. The Fighting Illini need some upsets here if they want to take home this dual meet.
And there's a big 2-point takedown there for Devontae Mahomes. You mentioned the fact that he isn't wrestling Zach Brunson. He's kind of got a easier competitor, not the guy that he came into today thinking he was going to wrestle, but this guy's a fighter. He does not go down easily. He defeated Miles Martin in overtime sudden victory just a few weeks ago to get a huge win. And yeah, he's a very scrappy guy, and he's battled some injuries throughout his career, but here he is in a great position to get Michigan some much needed points. And Brunson, who is not wrestling, instead electing to go with Emery Parker. Brunson 13-0 on the year with 8 pins and 39 dual points scored for Illinois. He was an NCAA qualifier last year, 2-time NCAA qualifier, excuse me. And he's quite familiar with this Michigan roster. He beat Taylor Massa in the Big Ten championships last year. So he's had some success, and for whatever reason, we don't know why he didn't weigh in this evening.
And Devontae Mahomes looking for the shot. Both wrestlers faking, shooting, sprawling. Great wrestling so far here. Great wrestling. Again, another shot, but neither wrestler's committing to their takedowns. They need to commit to the shot and go to it full force. And you mentioned earlier, Devontae Mahomes in his very young career has faced a lot of injury. He's now a redshirt freshman. Last year was off to a hot streak, but was unfortunately dealt the fate of having a torn ACL and had to injury default the tournament he was in and was no longer able to compete that season. Luckily enough, it was very early on, so he was able to keep that redshirt status for the season due to the fact that he was no longer wrestling. And you know what? He started off to a slow start this season, but now, as you mentioned, beating a guy like Miles Martin at Ohio State in Columbus was great for his confidence. And that's the type of wrestler he is. He wrestles off of confidence. As you saw there with that shot at the end of the whistle, gets the 2-point takedown.
And he's going to gain a lot of confidence going into the second period because of that last takedown. As we see 2 takedowns already, as we take a look at his first takedown, you can see the pure strength that this guy possesses.
There, turns into him. And Emery Parker just lets him go. You need to drop down. If you want to keep the wrestler down, you need to drop to a leg. Riding time not a factor here. 9 seconds only on the clock for Devontae Mahomes, although he did score 2 takedowns early in this match. He currently leads 5-1 with 1:30 left to go in the second period. Emery Parker seems to be gassing in this match, and that may be due to the fact that he doesn't often see action here. He's usually the second-hand man to Zach Brunson.
And I wonder if Emery Parker knew he was going to wrestle before today, if it was something that just happened to Zach Brunson and he couldn't compete, or if Emery Parker was fully prepared to to the extent that he normally would, knowing that he would wrestle. Maybe the nutrition wasn't right. Maybe the fitness wasn't right coming into this one. It's tough to know.
You know what we don't know, and I wish I did. I want to know what's going on in the heads of the head coaches over there at the Fighting Illini to understand why they chose to not put Zach Brunson in the lineup. As you said, it could be one of those things such as nutrition, could be going through some difficulty as the season progresses, or maybe they just choose that they want to rest him here in this dual meet. You never know what's going on in the minds of these great coaches, but there's always a reason. And as I say that, Devontae Mahomes able to get to that quick 2-point takedown with 30 seconds left on the clock, leads the match 7-1. Let's see if he can grow some riding time here. He currently has 25 seconds. Big lift, and you could hear that. The fans here at Cliff Keen excited by the lift. Devontae Mahomes.
Huge lift there by Mahomes.
Electric, and that's what you need when you're wrestling at home, to get the fans behind you, build some momentum. There he goes again with another lift, almost gives up a switch there. Emery Parker was able to get off to the side, was not able to finish it.
And
There he
Mahomes
goes,
again
showing some strength.
with a huge lift there, and 7-1, he leads Emery Parker. 47 seconds of riding time, so if he can get another takedown and get 13 more seconds of riding time, he would be in a great position there for a major decision.
Gives him the 1-point escape, lets him up. Confident that he can get to his takedown again here in the third period. Emery Parker looks gassed. At the beginning of the match, he was a lot more spastic, a lot more action coming from him. But as I say that, shut my mouth, he goes, shoots a single leg takedown, almost gets to it. It's a very deep shot. Devontae able to keep his balance there,
Great
whizzes
balance
hard.
there by Mahomes. And Mahomes fights out of it.
And he gets to a shot of his
Now
own
he goes
double
to the
leg,
aggression,
turns the
and
corner.
he gets a 2-point takedown.
He turns the corner so well on that double leg shot. Doesn't have to go for the big lift, just cuts the corner, gets the takedown. Very great takedown from Devontae Mahomes, leads the match 9-2.
And with 9-2 lead, as well as the minute and now 15 seconds of riding time, he's in position to get that 8-point difference. That's a big escape there, 9-3, so he's gonna need another takedown to get the major decision. He has a minute and 21 seconds of riding time, so if he can get a takedown, he'll be in line for that major decision.
This is very similar to what we saw in the Rodriguez match, just the match before this one at 165 pounds. Letting the opponent up when they had the major decision. But there he goes with the big lift, and you can hear it here in Cliff Keen Arena.
And you mentioned that huge 2-point takedown there. You mentioned the exciting nature as we see another huge lift. The exciting nature that Devontae Mahomes brings really excites these Cliff Keen fans. Him as well as Alec Pantaleo really brings so much energy, and a much needed win there. Major decision, 12-3. Getting some much needed bonus points there for the Michigan Wolverines.